working more than the 40 work week, but most Americans do work about 45 to 46 hours a week. So I'm going to say you're going to all work 50 hours a week, okay? So 50 hours of your week are dedicated towards work. So now you have 118 hours left. 58 hours for sleep, okay? That's giving you 8 hours every night, and on the weekend you get 9 hours. How many of you get 8 hours every night? Yeah, very few of us, okay? Some of us do. Some of us don't need that, okay? That's such a myth to say that we all need 8 hours a night, okay? Some of us might need 8 hours, and some of us might need 9 hours, and some of us might need 6 hours, okay? So we're all built different, and some of us might need to go to bed at 9 o'clock, and some of us might need to go to bed at 11 o'clock at night, okay? We're all different. We need to realize that, okay? Most important thing we need to know about sleep is that first 2 hours of sleep that you get is when you're releasing the most amount of growth hormone, okay? That's the rebuilding of your tissues. So that's why if you skip those first 2 hours, and it's always the same, okay? If I go to bed at 9 and I decide, okay, I'm going to go to bed at 11 and still get my 8 hours of sleep, I miss those 2 hours that I normally get of growth hormone, and my body skips that. Have you ever noticed that if I get 8 hours of sleep, but I fell asleep a lot later than I normally do? You ever notice, man, I just don't feel right? I don't feel like I slept 8 hours? And that's the reason why, because you didn't release as much growth hormone during that night, because you prolonged your sleep. You waited until later to go to sleep, okay? So that gives you 60 hours left. Do you have a question with that?
I'm a nurse, night shift.
Yeah.
How does that play into that?
Yeah, unfortunately that's really hard on your body. I know, because when I worked on oil rigs, we had shift work. I worked a week of days, a week of nights, and a week of afternoons. And that was tough. And unfortunately, that really, like, research shows how I hate to say it, but it does decrease your lifespan. Okay?
I'm on call now, so
you are, okay. Yeah.
You're working. All right.
So unfortunately, it plays a huge part. Now, some people seem to do just fine with it, and some people it impacts them even more. But it does affect your health in a negative way. So you get 58 hours of sleep. You got 60 hours left. I'm going to give you 14 hours for eating, okay, all week long, okay? Now, most Americans are not taking that time, but let's just say you sit down with the family, you take a half hour to an hour with the family every night and eat with them. So that gives you 7 hours, and then throughout the day, whatever we take, that 2 minutes at the drive-through, and then, and so I'm giving you 14 hours for eating. That leaves you with 56 hours. I'm going to give you 20 hours to take your kids places, run errands. Now, this is throughout the week, okay? So I'm giving you 20 hours to do this, okay? So you're still going to see that you still have 36 hours left, okay? Now, if I give you 20 hours to relax, read, watch TV, etc., guess what? You still have 16 hours left, okay? Now, if I give you 6 hours for church, reading your Bible, quiet time, you've still got 10 hours left, okay? You can't tell me that you can't fit an hour and a half of working out or 3 hours of working out into your week, okay? There's just a matter of, and again, it's not really time management, it's energy time. How many people go home at night and find oh, I know I should be exercising, but I just don't feel like it, I don't have the energy to do it, I don't want to leave the house, it's freezing outside, and so, yeah, that's a big one, isn't it? I know for me that is. But what you have to do is start planning it into your day, because I promise you, you probably have the time. I have yet to meet someone that's so busy that doesn't have at least some, like an hour and a half in their week that they could dedicate to exercise, okay? Now, there are some people that are out there like that, and I don't argue with that, but at the same time, it's a matter of putting priorities, okay? So it is important that we look at it as energy management. So what we start eating, exercising is going to give us energy. What we start doing is going to give us more energy through this program, okay? Okay, and that's where it comes, and he talks about this in the book, about painting yellow lines. And what that means is, if I make an appointment, I'm going to go ahead and make that appointment. So if I say I'm going to get up out of bed at 6 a.m., let's say, I'm not going to roll over and hit that snooze button because I have an appointment to get to. Maybe it's you've decided, okay, I need to do my spiritual triathlon in the morning, and so I'm going to get up and do that. Now, if you go and hit the snooze button, you just slept through your appointment, and someone was waiting for you, and truly that someone is yourself, your family, and God. Okay, and so we have to start painting those solid yellow lines around what we plan through our day. So we really need to plan out our day. So, okay, in conclusion, any questions with the painting solid yellow lines? Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah, it's a tough thing to do, to allow people to not interfere with us. Like our children, what can happen is something can happen and our children say, oh no, we have to go here, we have to do that. But if you have an appointment at the gym and you know that you're supposed to make it there, then your children are just going to have to suffer, or whatever, not suffer, but they're going to have to change their plans. Remember, taking care of yourself is taking care of your family, taking care of your children. So you need to look at, like, you know what, my kids do not rule my house, I rule the house, and that they will do things as we say it, okay, not as they say it. They're not going to dictate your time anymore, okay? So, conclusion. Continue to work the book, okay? Continue to use that workbook, continue to read. He's got great tips throughout it all. If you find that writing down your daily foods and stuff, you don't have to keep doing that, okay? You're probably at the point now you notice what you need to be changing, what you can be adding, so you don't have to keep working on that. But keep working on the other tips that he's going through. Great thing coming up, the couples massage. Is everybody familiar with that seminar that we're having? On your way out, there's a flyer that talks about it. It's actually done through Community Ed this time. But couples massage, Valentine's is coming up, so you might want to drop some hints to your husband. Hey, let's do this. If you think about it, when a lot of people come into our office, I'm working on them, I'm showing, hey, you got tight muscles and such, and they do get massage, or they'd like to get massage, and it's important that you do get regular massages, but also you can't come in every day and get a massage. So if you could teach your husband, or you could learn yourself so that you can help your husband, then it's pretty cool, or a loved one, it's pretty cool to learn those things so you can work on each other and do it the right way. Okay, and Leah's got a great article on that. If you get our newsletter, our monthly newsletter, she's got a great article talking about those massages that our husbands or our spouse, our wives give us, or our loved ones give us, that it's just like, okay, just keep your hands off of me, that just really hurts. And so we don't want massage like that, but we do want to have one that's effective, okay? Next week, the speaker is going to be Tom Kasparic. I don't know if anyone's here is familiar with Tom Kasparic. Yeah, you're his neighbor, right? And so he's going to be talking about spiritual healing, and it's going to be a great talk. And remember, if you want to watch the videos, unfortunately, I cannot figure out how to upload into GodTube. So otherwise, that's where you guys would be watching the videos. But if they're on YouTube, just go to Dr. A. Moreland under the search, and then all the videos will come up, okay? All right, and if you do have any questions, again, I'm available anytime. Probably the best way to get a hold of me, though, is through my email. Okay, it's